Yeah. Obviously, guys, welcome back to another episode of #The Pep Talk. Obviously, today I'm joined with two beautiful guests. Obviously, I've been chasing them down for a minute still.
Oh my gosh, please don't say that.
Because it's not like we're like, you know, like those Hollywood stars where it's like not every people.
I think it's been 8-9 months since I've been chasing these two down.
Has it been this long?
Yeah. Obviously, they're high in demand, so
Not
I had
even,
to
no,
wait
it's
my
because of
turn.
COVID streets.
But yeah, man, today I'm joined here with Victoria and Jasmine from Black Gals Livin podcast. Welcome.
Thank you very
thanks for
much.
having us.
How are you
Thanks
two?
for having us.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
an honor, man. It's an honor. But yeah, guys, how you lot been? How's your week been? How's today been?
Tired. that is my life. That's my soundtrack. Tired.
Yeah, I feel you. How you lot managing in this weird times?
I think
I'm over
the first one I was actually quite happy. I was like, cool,
Yeah.
relaxed,
Yeah.
get my shit together.
Yeah.
All of that. But this time I'm over it. I'm done.
I think the first one, it was like not a lot of people took it serious. Even though I think in the first one, like we all stayed indoors and we all obeyed the thing. But I feel like this one is like we're just reliving the same day again and again
Yeah.
and
like
again.
a cartoon.
Yeah,
I thought,
Yeah.
it feels really strange.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, obviously I have a question that I try to ask my guests if I don't forget. Today I haven't forgotten, so you two are the lucky ones to get the question. Flats or drumsticks? Wings?
Flats.
Easy, as long as I'm not picky.
So you don't have a preference?
No, not at all.
Oh, really?
So if you get a bag full of one or the other, you're
I
not gonna
wouldn't
care.
freak out. Yeah,
If I got a bag full of drumsticks, I'll be pissed.
Really?
Yeah.
So you don't like drumsticks?
I don't mind drums, but I prefer flats.
Okay, yeah. I thought, like, with me, I don't like very, very big chicken wings. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
medium sized.
Yeah, that's why I like flats.
Or I
Yeah,
prefer smaller.
I
'cause I
get
feel
you
like
sometimes.
if it's too big, it's like, I
It
don't
looks
know.
like it's been pumped up
Yeah,
with,
and it's a bit
with
too
chemicals
raw.
or something.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, this isn't real.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I'm
I get
like,
that,
nah, I can't. I need flats or very, very medium sized drumsticks. But yeah, man. Obviously today, guys, I brought them in because I wanted just to have a conversation. I wanted to learn a few things from these two wonderful people. Yeah, man. Obviously you two have a podcast. I think it's been going on for 2 years and counting.
Yes, sir.
How did it start? How did you know each other before?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so
Yeah.
how did the Black Girls Livin?
Yeah, we went uni
idea.
together in
Okay.
like 2012.
Okay,
Such a long time ago. And we literally made friends like in the first week. Been friends ever since. And the way the podcast started was Jazz said as a joke. Every time I say the story, I feel like, are we celeb? You know when celebs tell that story? It's like,
Yeah.
we've said the story
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
It's like, literally, no one knows who I am. So
You know that Lady Gaga thing
story
where they play
form.
the same clip
Yeah.
every single time.
So if you don't know, is Lady Gaga keeps saying to, what's the guy's name?
I don't know. She said you might get 99 no's.
But it's that one yes.
Yeah, it's that one
And she
yes.
says it all the time.
Yeah.
But I like that because sometimes it's hard to stick to a specific thing, like a phrase. But yeah, the way the podcast started was Jazz said as a joke that we voice note all the time, and she voice noted me about Nicki Minaj, I think. And I was like, right, you should get a podcast. And she was like, I wouldn't do one without you, but she was joking. And then I think like a few months went by, and even one, I think it might have been me or you, was like, no, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's
Right.
make a podcast.
I have a question. Back then, 2012, because when I started my podcast, podcasts to me weren't too predominant, as in they weren't too. There's not. I feel like there's still not too many around. Back then, was there any podcasts?
Oh, we didn't do it in 2012.
We're talking about 2018 when we had this conversation. Yeah.
She had a conversation. Oh, so you went uni in 2012
Yeah.
and
We
spoke about
met in 2012. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm bugging. Yeah.
That's all right.
So when you first started, and even 2 years ago, was there a lot of podcasters around? Was there?
Not really, but that didn't didn't discourage us.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like it's more of a yeah, I didn't think it was anything that made us think, oh my God, there's not enough or there's too much.
Yeah.
But actually, I did think I had that in the back of my head, that kind of rhetoric.
I think we both spoke about it. We were just like, oh, there's so many amazing podcasts as well. It's not just about there being a lot. There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Like, why would people tune into us when they have other options sort of thing? That was a thought, definitely.
Yeah, so your journey, talk us through the beginnings. Like, when you first started, how did you find it? Did you hate it? Were you like, rah, I might stop this after a while? Was it?
I think we were both sort of nervous about what the reaction would be. You know, would people hate it or whatever? So we just said to ourselves, let's not put too much pressure on it.
Yeah.
We'll just record an episode, like a pilot, and see how we find it, if we're comfortable with releasing it. And then we can take from there. We didn't put any pressure on ourselves. We didn't say we're definitely going to do it or we're definitely not after this. We just...
It was basically just like a freestyle.
One episode.
Yeah. We didn't even know what our name was when we recorded.
Yeah,
really?
The first episode, we were literally like...
We don't know if we're going to be called Black Gals Livin. We don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how did you get the name then? How did
we were going back and forth with names. And Jazz came up with it. And I was like, yeah.
It was literally the first name I said. Yeah. So we were just like, oh.
Let's like bookmark it.
Yeah, let's bookmark it.
Okay.
And come back and make.
Do you have any name that could have been?
Do you know, thinking back now, I'm like, I think about podcast names all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, we could be called You Okay Hun.
Wow.
Is that a podcast name already? I think of names and I'm like, oh, Off Your Wig. That'd be a sick name. But do you know what? It is what it is. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it encapsulates, is that a word?
Yeah.
It's,
us fully. Like, it's literally what we're about. We're just two black girls living.
Yeah, literally.
No,
So,
I think
I'm very happy about it.
Nah. Like, I think when I first came across your podcast, I came across it, I think it was through Manny, in fact. When he came to the studio, I think I just clicked your page just randomly, and I'm like, rah. Like, content. And then I think I went through, I think I went on to your YouTube channel and I just watched a few videos and I was like, rah. And even back then, when I was in the beginnings of my journey, innit? Obviously, I started my podcast a year ago, so January. And obviously, like, I was just looking around for people who looked like me and was doing all right, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, with me, like, I just need to see someone who is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, raw, like, these are doing well, they're being themselves. And I think that one thing that I rate highly is that, and I think I even said it to No Shade podcast, to No Shade as well.
I love that you listen to all these people that we like,
Yeah.
like Manny, No Shade, I love this.
Yeah, you two are very yourselves, and like, when I first had my podcast, it was a bit of a struggle, not even to be myself, but like, you know, when like you're just shy, you're thinking, should I say this? Is this like, do you get what I mean? So it's like, when I saw that raw, these two girls being themselves, having a laugh, because more time when I see you two, you're always laughing about something or rapping together. Like, I feel like whenever, I think there was even an episode that I even heard, and you two were singing, like, you made a song out of nothing.
Just said, oh no. He knows the crap.
Like, you made a song out of nothing, and I forgot what it was called. Let me try to get up. But you made, like, you said a word and then you made a song out of that word.
Oh no, was it?
Let me
I think it was it My Girl Could Never
Yeah.
My Girl.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Like, literally, like just things like that just make me see that raw. These two are doing their thing and they're literally being themselves. And obviously,
I think it's easier. Like, it would be very hard for me to put on the persona because one, I'd probably forget.
Yeah.
And two, it's just easier to just be yourself. And luckily, me and Jazz are like really, we're like best friends. So it's very easy. We've known each other for a very long time, and we're able to like bounce off each other. So I think that's what makes it very easy. Because if I'll be honest, if Jazz was someone I didn't know,
it'll be a bit more tense.
It would be harder.
Yeah.
Or I'd feel like I'd have to overcompensate, or maybe like put on like my best face, maybe.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I get you. I feel you. So what? When you two have you two ever had? Because you two are basically best friends, or you are best friends. Have you two ever been in an episode where like you've been recording, and then let's say, either of you have said something that is meant to be only between.
Ooh, edit
you
it
two.
out, please. How sometimes when I listen to some podcasts and they're like, oh, you shouldn't have said. I said, why is this still in the podcast? Edit.
Oh, really? So it's happened to you?
No. Oh, sorry. Finish with the question.
Let's say that you've been recording, and then let's say that you've said something that was maybe meant to stay between you two, or maybe something that was meant to stay with you. Have you ever said anything that's been like rah? Like I didn't mean to say that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably yes, but
or it's like we might be talking about a situation and we haven't said the person's name, and the other one hasn't quite caught it, so we have to say the name and then be like, okay, cut that out.
We actually do that a lot.
Yeah.
That's mad. You see, when I listen to podcasts, I like to take a lot of notes, take a lot of things, innit? And obviously, another thing, I took numerous things from YouTube, but yeah, one thing that I took from you two is that you two are very, very consistent. Very, very consistent. I think there was a time when I wanted to, when I first started out, I wanted to post episodes every day. I just wanted to go on a roll. Okay. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think when I saw that you two were, I think it's every Monday. Every Monday, you're there. Every Monday, like when I'm on my Instagram, I'll just see a story. I click it, new episode, guys. So it's like, I think you two are very consistent. Do you not have any secrets or tips, or is just we just go studio every week, or literally?
I think it's just a case of having a routine. When we started out, we didn't know how regular we wanted it to be. We thought it would be every 2 weeks.
Yeah, every 2 weeks.
Yeah, every 2 weeks. And then we enjoyed it so much, we're like,
fuck it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Can we swear on her? Jeez.
Yeah, you can, yeah. You can, yeah.
I was gonna say edit, not before edit.
But yeah, so I feel like your journey it's been a uphill trend. Like you've had a journey thus far.
But what I'll say on consistency, sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
I feel like the easiest thing to make, the easiest way to be consistent is to make things easy.
Yeah.
So I know that I wouldn't be able to do all this setup in my house.
Yeah.
Peak. So we just go to a studio.
Yeah.
And it's close to where we both live. We know editing tools, because we did it at uni, to be fair, but Audacity is free.
Yeah.
And we know how to, do you know what I mean? So it's just, you have to make it as simple as possible. Because once it's complicated, for example, if it was a YouTube video that we're putting out weekly, I'm telling you right now,
it wouldn't be.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, like your journey has progressed quite a bit since you started. How, like, when was, let's say, your first break, or okay, let's start from the beginning. How, at any point, did you think, okay, I'm assuming, or I strongly believe that you probably done the podcast because you wanted to. There was any motive, or we want to get rich, or we want to.
We didn't even know there was money.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so when did you look deep that we can actually make this into something more than just a podcast?
That's a good question, actually.
I think maybe like last year, at some point. I think like late, maybe like. Oh wow! Last year was COVID. I mean,
2019.
Yeah,
2019.
That's when I thought, oh my god, we can actually create this into like a real show. Like, we could do live shows. People come, connect. Like, we can make this into something big. Like, you know, have brunches and stuff. That's when I thought. I think it was after we had like an intimate dinner with like 7 or 8 of our listeners at Vapiano's, and it was when I was doing some. We made them like goodie bags, and it was when I was like reaching out to brands and stuff like that. And I was like, like we could actually
work.
We could really do something here. So yeah, I think that was the moment for me.
Yeah. So before that, did you?
What was your moment?
Yeah.
No. To be honest, I can't think of a specific point in time, but I think a lot of people don't necessarily know how to go about making money from.
Oh, the money side.
Well.
I don't. Even the money side, I still get imposter syndrome right now. Like I still feel I still feel like, wow,
yeah,
it's a bit crazy. But I think we're just me. I think one thing I admire about me and Jess, we don't sit around. You know that Michael meme from EastEnders? How
Doing
you sit
this.
around
Yeah,
doing
doing this. Yeah.
Because sometimes you can feel like, oh, you can feel a bit entitled and feel like,
Yeah.
oh, my podcast is getting XYZ. Why am I not having hair? Why am I not getting, working with this brand? It's like, okay, go out and do it. Like, go out and actually, and okay, I'm saying this, but the brand could say no, but they could give you feedback, or they could like, that could be them to kind of remember you a little bit. Yeah. But I think one thing I like about us, we're very initiative based. Like, we're just like, okay, how can we think outside the box?
Yeah.
So then that's what we've been doing, like with with sponsorships, for example. Like we'll send emails to brands and stuff. Like, so yeah.
Nah, man, that's cool. That's cool. Before you, let's say, realize that this could actually be a thing, was there at any point did you not enjoy recording? At any point did you feel like, I might want to quit this soon, or this is getting a bit long?
I don't think it's come to a point where we've wanted to quit, but we have definitely had our moments where we're like, this week I'm not feeling
On
it.
it, yeah, not on it. Yeah,
this week I'm not on it at all. But once we actually start, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's just more so maybe something has happened that week and we're just like, like I really don't want to be recording right now.
Like putting on the face sort of thing.
Yeah.
This is a very interesting question. Has there ever been a time when, let's say, you two have been in an argument and you've had to come and record in the same week?
We actually have never argued.
Really?
No.
Ever? Like within the friendship?
They think we're chatting shit.
Yeah.
But we're not.
So you
I
don't
don't even argue
really,
with most of my friends. No. I've never argued with
have you ever come to a disagreement over something and been like,
No.
No.
so you just agree on everything then?
Of course we not like.
I think
even I need to.
yeah.
Go on.
No, I just think me and Vic, we're very respectful with each other, and we know that we don't have bad intentions. So I don't take offense by anything that Vic says, and I think it's the same. Either way. And whenever we have a discussion, it's never a dictatorship. It's always a discussion. So it's like whether it's a brand, whether it's whatever it may be, we'll talk to each other. Are you okay with this? Or do you have any reservations? What do you think of this? And it's like, if either of us are not on it, then it just doesn't happen.
Yeah. No, that's...
We don't try to force anything on each other.
You know what I need to stop saying? Because whenever people ask you if you had disagreements, I'm like, yeah. And this is what I mean. Like, for example, Jazz, I think Michael B. Jordan's hot. Jazz doesn't.
Yeah.
And then because I don't say that, people feel, I have disagreements. I was like, no, that isn't. We just don't.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just because Jazz says we're just respectful of one another. And also, there's nothing really to disagree on.
Yeah.
I don't think. So, yeah.
No, that's very surprising to hear.
And when we're feeling a bit crappy or a bit shitty, we talk to each other, and it's just like we're feeling a bit shit at the moment, but we try to lift each other up, and
that's good. That's good, man. That's good. Have you not had any period of struggle where you've maybe a month, a week, or just a time when you've struggled to record, upload, just to get yourself together? Has there been any period where you've
weeks? Because when you just have like a shit week, like at work or in life, or something's happened, and it's like, you're like, I really have to edit.
Yeah.
Especially, it was harder in lockdown because, like a fine studio like this, I'm sure the clip kind of comes into one.
Yeah.
But with lockdown editing at home, it's just so tedious. Like, it usually takes us about an hour to. We both edit the pod, so we take it in turns, and it takes us about an hour.
Yeah.
As long as the length of the podcast is.
Yeah.
But lockdown editing, I think, when was the longest time? Was it 4 hours?
Yeah, there was a time it took me 4 hours to edit a 1.5 hour episode.
So when you're in the mood and you're like, I'm literally still editing, and also I sometimes hate the sound of my voice. If I'm editing for too long, so I'm like, I'm just, it just gets frustrating.
Yeah,
but
that's like me.
Yeah,
I can't watch, it's only me, I can't watch my episodes.
Wow.
I don't like watching our videos that we've made, and I don't like listening to my voice.
Yeah, I hate it.
I've grown to accept it now. You can tolerate it now, but before
I hated it. I remember when I first started it, my friends, they'll do a thing where if we're in a room together, they'll put it on, and I'll leave the room. Literally, I'll leave the room. Literally, I don't know what it is. I can't listen to myself. I just feel like I'm I don't know. It just feels weird. Just
But
feels
you
mad
haven't
weird.
hit 1,000 subscribers for no reason.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that's
Give
very
yourself
true.
some props.
True.
Very, very true.
Someone's loving your voice.
Exactly.
True. But yeah, man. Yeah. The coronavirus period, or when coronavirus struck, I think March was when it probably came into the world. How did it affect the pod? Obviously, you've just said how with lockdown thing, but has there any? Of course, you don't were probably planning to do live shows.
Oh yeah.
Like, how did it affect your planning, and how did it affect your progress, basically, into this new year?
Oh, well, big time. I think, was it end of 2019 or beginning of 2020, me and Vic had a meeting, and it was literally like a strategy meeting. Like, what do we want to do next year? What do we hope to achieve? And
we were like, we want to do a live show.
yeah, we want to do
a brunch.
We want to do brunch. We want to do this. We want to do
Yeah.
that.
We had lots of ideas.
We had so many ideas.
Bang out YouTube content every 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
And then Bush.
Because like Jazz doesn't live too far from me, so I was like, come on, we'll get ready with me. All sorts of things,
Yeah.
And then Bush.
And it's so crazy because like I think like a month before lockdown, we were looking at venues.
Yeah,
we're looking at venues.
We were literally starting to look
Yeah.
at like venues and capacities and how to go around making an event, a live show.
Yeah, we're probably doing research. And then when lockdown hit, COVID hit, we were kind of like, gonna have to postpone this. And then after like 9 months, we're like,
Yeah, not now.
The year's done.
But I think it's one of those things where we're just like, we just have to adapt with what it is right now.
Yeah.
So we had a live show that was online. So that first online live show. And that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It felt weird doing it in my room because I was like, this feels so strange. Like, and you don't have the feedback from the listeners as well.
Yeah.
Um,
And we were doing the weekly IG lives especially because our like audio quality was poorer as well. We were like,
I felt bad.
yeah, let's give something back to you guys.
That was Jazz's idea.
Yeah.
Bless her. She was like, I feel so bad for these people.
Yeah. Nah, man. Like, literally, I think even me, luckily for me, when I started, kind of lucky, but at the same time unlucky. When I started, it was during the year that COVID hit, so I didn't really have any plans to do any live shows or anything in person or face to face. Or and obviously, luckily, the studio was still open for me to go through. So in that way, I was blessed. But I imagined for you lot, it must have been like a punch in the belly to have so many plans and then boom, COVID just knocks it down. And even till now, it's been 9. Yeah, getting to a year. Yeah, getting to a year,
It's hard,
and it's still.
Sometimes I think.
I think we've put in perspective.
Yeah.
Like, some people are really losing their lives.
Literally what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
So,
And livelihoods. Some people have lost their jobs.
Yeah.
But we're still able to create content.
Yeah, that man. It's a blessing. It's a blessing still, man. It's a blessing. But yeah, man. I just want to end this episode here. Thank you, Vic and Jasmine. It's an honor. Guys, make sure Black Girls Livin. The Instagram is Black Girls Livin, all in one word.
Yeah, it is.
No underscores.
Yeah, no punctuation.
And
because we spelled it. So, like, when we think about it now, we're like, why did we spell it like this?
I even think it was
And
my
is it
idea.
Black Girls Livin
I
without
actually
the
think
G?
it was my idea because I remember you said girls or gals, and I said gals.
Oh yeah, Black Gal without the Y. Basically, and no G at the end of living.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, no G at the end.
So Black Girls Livin, one word, Gal without the Y, without the G at the end of living. But yeah, man, check them out.
Thank you.
And yeah, man, I'm gonna catch you lot next week for another episode. And yeah, man, stay safe, guys. And
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
thank you, man.